Well, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Carty Method podcast. Today, Portfolio Lab. I'm so excited. I just got back from Mexico. I was in Playa Escondido. I was in the beach, in the ocean, in the heat. And then I flew back into literally a blizzard. Today, we are doing photo reviews. It is week 3, but it's the first week that I'm looking at photos from you. Obviously, I had to do a little bit of travel. Obviously, we had Christmas and New Year's and the Photo of the Year awards, and oh my word. So this week, I wanted to see you. We're starting off the year with a self-portrait. I asked you to make a professional self-portrait that you could use on your website. I think all the thumbnails that you see of mine are all self-portraits. I've been shooting, oh my goodness, I've been shooting self-portraits for a very, very, very long time. And I think that it's really necessary for every photographer. I'm just going to pull up my site so you can see how I use self-portraits on stevecarty.com. I mean, first of all, my about section, this is not a self-portrait. I had a photographer from Montreal named Naskademi. His credit is here. Photograph me there. But here, self-portrait shot with the timer, and also on my contact page, self-portrait shot with my timer lit. And again, we can shoot tethered. We can make our own professional self-portraits and do it regularly. Amond Thompson getting the smoke because Amond has been a member for 23 months. 23 months, which means he is moments away from an entire year being a member, which is like, Amond, thank you, my brother, for the support, and thank you for the vibes, and thank you for being my right hand. Thank you for everything. Appreciate you, Amond. That is Amond Thompson. Amond, part of the Carty Method. He's been with me for a couple of years. Oh my goodness. You see, what happens here when you watch this live stream and you're a member is you actually, there's a whole list of commands that if you type in chat while I'm live, you actually control my stream, which is pretty bananas. Like if you think about it, like you're watching YouTube and then you type like something in your phone and you push enter and then my screen changes, like something happens, like I start to glitch. Like this is what happens when you're somebody who's been watching me for a while and knows these secret codes. Hello, Ivan. Thanks for being here. So yeah, it makes, for me, it makes doing these lives a little bit more fun. And I think for the people who are watching, yeah, I every once in a while, I mean, sometimes I'm like really in it and like, I don't want to be glitched, but I mean, it's fun because people who are just my hardcore fans, like do these glitches. It's great. All right, guys. Today, we're going to keep this tight like a tiger. We are looking at 19 self-portraits from our Portfolio Lab members. By the way, if you want me to be giving you a weekly feedback loop, if you want to be on Zoom with me every Tuesday, getting an insane portfolio workshop, you have to join Portfolio Lab. Portfolio Lab is, again, part of the Carty Method. Go to thecartymethod.com/portfolio lab to learn more. But if you really want to be a gangster, you join ProLab because the next round of my professional accelerator starts tomorrow. Literally, it starts tomorrow. You get the first bit of meat. I'm so excited. This is a 12-week sprint. I give you the 6 phases of the Carty method over 12 weeks, meaning one every other week, and a workbook. And you work on the workbook during that 2 weeks. I'm telling you, in 12 weeks, you are going to have not only your SOP, like your standard operating procedures, you're going to know what to do every single day in order to get yourself to doing over $100,000 a year as a photographer. And this is my opus. Literally, the Carty method is my opus, and this system, and I've turned so many people into photographers and again, this was even before I had formulated it as tight as it is now. And now the people who are in there, I have one guy, Mike Graves, I'm like, Mike, how you doing? He's like, I'm doing 10K a month. I'm like, what? I'm doing $10,000 a month. Like, he's like, I was doing like 1,500 to like 2K a month, like before I did these 6 phases. Now, Mike Graves, proud of you, brother. All right, so let's get into today's show. I'm looking at self-portraits. The brief: create a single self-portrait that makes a bold, unmistakable statement, preferably that you can use for your professional media. All right, starting with our first photographer, and look at this. We are using a timer, okay? 3 minutes, because that's all I need to give you everything that you need in order to, like, boom, grab this. All right, let's look at our first photographer, which is Mr. Kyle Gagne. Kyle, let's get it on. Kyle, I'm so glad you're back, and I'm so glad that I'm looking at a photograph of you right now. The black and white is great. The tattoo is great. The Apple Watch is great. The camera backpack is amazing. And the fact that you're in a t-shirt in the snow, let's just look at this as a cover. First of all, like, Kyle, this tonally is so correct. There's not a lot of negativity for me to say. Like, head angle, you have to watch your head angle so your chin isn't, like, we have a tendency to pull our, like, watch, let me go like this. We have a tendency when a camera's in front of us to pull back. And what that does is it gives us like a double chin. I have a big beard, so you can't really see that. But what we're trying to do, and what I tell my subjects to do, is put your chin on a table. So, like, extend your chin out and then put it on a table. And what that does is it engages all of these muscles, and it also sets your head at not an upper angle. It sets it at like a little bit of a down angle. And as the photographer, you can adjust that. He doesn't have a double chin. It's just, he's just pulling back that way. Someone's saying in chat, like, it makes it look like you have a double chin, but you don't. So for me, and again, Kyle, this is something that really is like this big in the scale of how great this photograph is. Okay, so I want you to know, like, I ain't worrying about it. So I don't want you to worry about it. I think this is like a fantastic capture. I'm just talking about future times. Watch that. You can also lean in a little bit more on your leg, like just bring your body, like, so you're not sitting back, you're kind of just projecting forward. That's the advice in general when you're shooting self-portraits, is you're projecting forward. The crop is good. Horizon line could have gone lower. I try to like drop it like here-ish, but again, you really would have to drop the camera quite low. This is a great shot though, Kyle. I'm just, this is a great shot. Just to show you this as a 8x10, what it'll look like on Instagram. This is a yes, man, 100%. That is what we call an 11 out of 10. Like, I gave you the props. I'm like, okay, well, if there was anything that I could do to make it better, what would it be? And again, it's just those small things. The ink, by the way, looks sick. That is Kyle Gagne. everybody. Kyle, thanks for submitting. All right, first submission down. Let's get it on. Who could possibly be next? Well, next is James Sinichi. Okay, James Sinichi. Hey, Matthew, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate you. Welcome. I'm gonna give you a little toot of smoke. That's real, right there. James. So my family got hit with the flu this week, so going into a studio was out of the question, or was not an option. I had to settle for shooting this in my small garage. I wanted to Rembrandt the light, but I was limited due to the space. I'm still, again, I had a brain injury, I had brain surgery. Reading is still getting there. Shot with the Sony A7 IV, a 50 millimeter ISO 100 f6.3 at a 200th of a second. Window is the key light with a newer Q4 strobe. Let's see what James Sinichi has for me. James, thanks for submitting. James, this is a vibe. You're over talking a great photograph, bro. Like, come on. Like, really, you're over talking a great photo. First of all, let's look at this as a cover. James, this is strong. This is strong. You could have pushed yourself a little bit more this way, just so you're not biased so far. But to be honest, like the distance that you have here, let me just hide this and show this. The distance that you have away from the edge of your frame is still like pretty good. And your black is jet, bro. Like, good for you on the super jet black. This is my jet black background. This is James' background. I want you to maybe think about a second light. And if you don't have a second light, then a reflector. And what we do is we mirror this light. So I'm going to do a top down. This is you. Your light is coming from camera left. So here's your camera. Your light is coming from camera left, and I'm going to put it Rembrandt-y. So it's like here. And then what we do is we mirror with the reflector right there. This is your top down view. So the light that's hitting here that goes past you hits here and comes back. Now you can try the white side, or you can try silver. And what's going to happen now is that's going to give a little kick on the hat. It's going to give a little kick here. We're going to see a little kick on the beard, and we're going to catch the shoulder detail, right? So it's just like a little bit of polish that takes this photo like really to the next level. I wouldn't want you to do it with shadow highlight, but the Rembrandt here is like, yes. Really good placement. You could have pulled the light a little bit back around and brought a little bit more here. But again, this is like personal preference. And the last thing that I want to say before I cut you loose is just watch your exposure in here. This is over. We're going to call this like plus, I would say a third. So it's just a little bit over. Now, if you drop this, now the whole scene kind of also drops, which is again, like your light's a little bit too close, which is why you're getting that like contrast. And again, just pull your light back just a little bit. Overall, my friend, this is, for me, an 11. Very good, James. Very good. That is James Sinichi, I think. James Sinichi. Let's go, James. Let's go. All right. Well done. James Sinichi. Again, a new photographer for us. I'm learning. All right. Next photographer. His name is William Sedgwick. Sedgwick is shooting, he said, image taken by myself in my living room, shooting tethered. Shot with the Sony A7C with an 85 millimeter, ISO 200 at 1/125th of a second at f8, shot with a single light. This is Mr. William Sedgwick. Sedgwick, I love the smile, man. Like that, the thing that I think is really great about your self-portraits is like how loose you are with your mouth, how loose you are with your face. And I'm telling you, man, like you do it so naturally. And I've seen, like, William's been around for probably, like, I would say a year, at least, maybe a year and a half. We probably, like, in and around that time, like, I always ask like once or twice a year for self-portraits. And there was a time that people were sending a lot of self-portraits instead of shooting other people. William got really good at shooting self-portraits and being really loose, like with the smile. I'm loose with it because, again, I've been shooting self-portraits for 35 years. So I'm pretty loose with it. Like when people take photographs of me, I've sat for so many photographers, like as a subject, like I'm like a good subject because I know how to be in front of the camera. William, you're really learning, bro. This for me really hits. Let me show you this as a cover. Like, come on, tonally, this and this tonally are correct. The Columbia, like, yes. Also, I could see this with no logo because the Columbia is just a little distracting. If you're going to shoot a picture of you holding a camera, take away the camera, take away the cap. The cap is on. So it's like, in this case, because you forgot to take the cap off, then just like clone that out. So there's no, so then it looks like it's not something that's really catching your eye. Right now, it's really catching your eye. So small things, again, your exposure is spot on, shooting tethered. And again, I've been teaching my crew because these photographers have workshops with me every Tuesday, me and my team. We do shooting tethered workshops and we teach photographers how to shoot that. Like, look how clean and look how sharp this photograph is. Like, this is what we're going to call, yes, Mr. Sedgwick. Well done, bro. Very well done. Again, you see, I got a good group of people watching me and a good group of people in Portfolio Lab. Portfolio Lab is just sick, man. Like, I got to tell you, for me, the enjoyment that I get from seeing the photographers that I'm coaching get better, get remarkably better, like go from here to like the joy that I get. Like, I don't know if you could understand what it feels like to be able to teach somebody over the internet. Like, it feels crazy. I'm telling you, it feels crazy to be able to teach like this over the internet. Sedgwick, that's a yes, bro, if I didn't say that 3 times already. Congratulations, bro. Get your selfie on, yo. Get your selfie on. Let's go. Yo, this live stream is cracked. I love this shit. All right, next up is Nakumba Booker Jr. He says, hey guys, I hope you guys are well. Like, this is a family. He shot this with a Canon M50 EF 50 millimeter, the 1.4. He shot this at 3.5, sorry. Shot at 100th of a second and at ISO, that is a 64, 6,000, no, Sorry, my numbers are 640. Yeah, you got to bear with me. And literally, I just had a call with my brain doctor. By the way, if you don't know, I had brain surgery. I had brain cancer, brain tumor. I had brain surgery. September the 23rd. And here we are. We live. All right. Yeah. Anyways. So sometimes saying 640, it's like some numbers just aren't there yet. Like I mean, I have to be loose with it, you know? All right, Nakumba Booker Jr. Let's get it on. Nakumba, this is bordering on editorial, man. Like, I love the color tone. Let's look at what this looks like as a cover. Nakumba, this is thick. For me personally, I think that you're just a little tight in the frame. I would love to see this just a little looser so I see more of your shoulders, because bro, you have a great body, you have great shoulders. I'd like to see just a little bit more of that ink. I love this. You're a man of my own heart. I want you to watch how high your hair goes in the frame, but your eyeline is pretty good. We could still go down like just a little bit, which is why, again, I want you to just pull back just a little bit, because it solves all problems. It solves, like, your eyeline can drop down and we see a little bit more of your shoulders. Again, you might have been restricted by the room, but I'm not going to break your balls. I love the tone. I like the yellow. I mean, again, if this is a black shirt, then it's about white balance and making sure that the white, like, I don't want you to be color grading things or it's going to like change the overall tone of the photo. If this is the color of the shirt, then it's super dope. But I have a feeling like the white balance, if this was white balance to black, it just changes the look of the image. So I want you to be working this year on really nailing the color balance. Overall, this is a great image. I want to look at this a little bit closer. Really strong in the focus. You can do just a little bit of retouchy to catch like that, because it's a highlight. Anything white is like our eye is going to go to it and just catch that. But yo, Nakumba, your quality is really jumped, and the sharpness is ludicrous. Really good, bro. Like it's so close. I just would love to see it a little bit looser and really nail the color balance. This is super sick. That is Nakumba Booker Jr. Really well done. Yeah, that's dope. Dope. Vicky, Carty, your experience and knowledge is epic. Thank you. Thank you. I try my best. I just push, man. Like, you really, thank you. I feel the love, and the love right back to you, by the way. Yeah, I try very hard to help. All right, this is Les Eddie. Les says, this first submission ever. This subject is a symbolic self-portrait. I'm a product photographer. Shot with a Sony A99MK Mark II with a 50mm 1.4 ISO 50 at 1/160th of a second, and also shot at f6.3. This is Les Eddie. I gotta get Henry. It's her Orai. I don't know. It's hard to say your last name, but give it to me phonetically. This is Les. Let's go. Product photographer. All right, Les. This is a good vibe. Let me have a look at what this looks like as a cover. The sepia tone, I have to like sepia meaning like the brown is also known as sepia. It's dated, and the reason that we know it's dated is because we don't see it out there. Like black and white right now is quite black and white. Like that's like we're going, this kind of feeling is again, for me, it kind of takes me out of the photo. Our crop here is a little bit tight, and losing the shoe here means like where you chose to, like, it's a tricky thing to shoot yourself a portrait on a motorcycle because we're cropping the bike quite a bit. We're losing the fin. We're losing the front of the bike. We're losing a little bit of this, losing your shoe. And there's a lot to look at. And then you're also in front of a general store. So I'm also looking at all of the copy back here, and then this, and then the bike. And you become so not it's just part of the photo. Now, what I want you to look at is, again, when it comes to self-portraits, the whole idea is to remove distractions. So you're not looking at anything else except for the subject. And just to show you, again, back to the previous photos that I'm reviewing, just the subject, all distractions taken away, just the subject, because it's a cover of a magazine. But when you think about now your picture as it doesn't work because there's so many things to look at that I lose you. So choosing a location as a photographer is one of number one, it's the hardest thing. And I can tell that you're newer at the game, which is, again, it's okay. We all start from scratch. So Les, what I want you to do next time is try to shoot a portrait of yourself where you're not trying to like, hey, let me put on this and let me jump on the motorcycle, let me put this jacket on and let me make sure my boots are seen and let's be in front of it. It's like you're trying, like, we need one element in the photo, and that's you. And the more you can remove from your backgrounds, the higher the level of your photography becomes. So again, I want you to look at the way that I see backgrounds, and the way, like, it's about removing, not what can I include in the photo. It's about removal. So you just see the subject like that. And again, it's tricky because that's how photography works, because we're removing things from the background, not adding. So the subject becomes the star. That's what we're trying to feature, is the subject. So Les, looking at this, I want you to rethink the idea of a self-portrait. And if you're a product photographer, you know that you're not shooting 75 things. It's like the product on white. You have to think of a self-portrait the exact same way. This is a good swing, but again, there's, for me, too many elements, and the sepia is a crutch. And we don't use crutches. Like, don't use crutches. That's like a hook that it's like, oh, like, take a picture, it's not that great. Okay, make it black and white. Okay, the black and white, now we're, okay, like, make it sepia. Like, that's what people who were in the, like, that's what we used to say back in the day. You know what I mean? Oh, shoot a picture, color picture doesn't work. Make it black and white. It's like, no, like make like solid photographs. And this is what you're here to learn. This is submission 1. I promise you submission 5 will be mind blowing. And I can't wait to see your portfolio, your product photography. Very looking forward to it so I can help you grow. All right, my guys, that is Les. I can't say your last name until you phonetically write it for me so I can get it. Thank you so much for submitting. All right, next is Gregory Smith. Title, got it. Here goes my first. Shot with a Canon R6 Mark II with a 24 to 130. 24 to 105. ISO 4000. ISO 4000. A 1/100th of a second at f wide open 4.5. Constant light with a 300 watt parabolic umbrella overhead and a 600 watt Fresnel. Why are you shooting at ISO 4000, Gregory? Why? There's going to be problems, and I know, and I haven't even seen your photo yet. This is Gregory Smith. Gregory, thanks for submitting. Gregory, this photo deems ISO 100. Okay, ISO 100. It does, like, the whole idea is the lowest ISO possible. And here's a secret. I shoot with the Canon R5. I do not shoot with an ISO higher than 1000 ever. And you're also shooting wide open, which you never hear me say wide open and ISO 4000. Like, that's not a thing. Pretend your camera doesn't go past ISO 400. Now, the first thing I have to do is enlarge this photo. And what does this photo look like when I enlarge it? It looks not great because you're now trying to recover something. You also shot relatively wide open, which means this eye kind of in focus, this eye not in focus, because you're shooting with 6 lenses in one. Okay, a 24 to 105 is trying to be a 24, a 35, a 50, a 70, an 85, and a 105. It's trying to be all of those different pieces of glass. And the sales guys is like, hey, it's just one thing you got to carry around. Do you know what my lens selection is? I have a 24. I have a 50. I have an 85. I have a 100. I have a 135. And I have a 200. All prime lenses. So I want you to look again at what happens when you shoot the widest aperture that your camera allows. It depth of field. Your nose is out of focus and your eyes, like across your face, is out of focus. Forehead, like, and also all of this noise is because you're shooting at ISO 4000 or like whatever ridiculous high ISO you're shooting at. And I'm not trying to poke fun, but like the camera strap can't be the thing that's the most in focus. Like, and again, because you're shooting at such a shallow depth of field, there's just some mistakes here. And again, I know that this is your first push of many. I want you to think of the fundamentals of photography. Like these things that I'm talking about these are fundamentals. ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. These 3 things are, you set your aperture to never wide open. And because you're shooting with a lens that, again, your 24 to 105 has literally 32 elements, okay, which is 32 pieces of glass, where a prime or a fixed focal length has between 4 and 12 elements. So if you want to talk about sharpness, and also the ISO, like my f-stops, like 1.2, 1.4, and again, I rarely 1.8, I don't ever shoot wide open, but my lens goes that wide. So when I shoot at f4 or when I shoot at 5.6, which I shoot between f4 and 5.6, these are other rules. ISO, never higher than 800. Okay. Shutter speed, your shutter speed is between, I would say, 125 and never slower than, I would say, a 60th, depending on, again, and it's 1 over the longest focal length of the lens. So if you're shooting with this is a math class right now, but if you're shooting with a 24 to 70, a 24 to 105, I mean, you have to shoot always at 105 or higher. You can't shoot less, irregardless, because again, you're dealing with now camera shake. And then apertures, I'm so fixed at f4 to f8. And again, it's like pretty much 5.6 is my happy place. So my ISO is set. My shutter speed, it kind of varies, but that is based on light and exposure. And my aperture, I mean, is always set, fixed. So settings wise, I knew that technically this was going to be a mess, and that also you're a black guy. So why do you look white? Well, because you're all over the place with the camera settings, and this is a black background. And why does it look gray? Because of the camera settings. And down here, so that part of photography is what I need you to study for the next little bit, is like apertures and shutter speeds. And I talk so much about it. That's the part that I want you to lock in on. It's a good swing. You're too low in the frame. There's a lot of like dead space up here. Your head should be right here. Again, keep shooting, keep trying, and I want to see what it looks like when you shoot with a different subject in front of you, Greg. Very good swing. Thanks for submitting, my guy. And again, don't take a bad review as anything except for learning. Life is two things. Number one, pleasure. Number two, learning. And trust me, when you look back at this photograph, and again, you shoot with a Canon R6 Mark II, you have the equipment, but the settings are wrong. So as soon as you get that right, oh my God, the sky's the limit. All right, Greg, thank you for submitting, my friend. Again, I am an honest person. Again, there's people who are nice, and then there's people who are kind. Hang around kind people, because a kind person will be like, dude, come here for a second. Come. Your zipper is down. Fix that shit. There's girls around. You know what I mean? A kind person will tell you something that, although might be hurtful to hear, is to help you. A nice person, when you put on that dress or that fly jacket that you bought or you're trying stuff on in the store with your boys, and you put something and it doesn't work, a nice person is going to be like, oh dude, that looks great. Or they're not even really, they don't really care. They're like, oh yeah, great. A kind person is going to be like, dude, that doesn't really fit your body style. It's too tight across here. you can't really zip it. Like maybe one size up. Like that's what a kind person is going to do. So, I'm not nice. I'm kind. I tell you the truth, and so the truth is going to set you free and make everybody who's been my assistant before hears truth. And that's how you get better as a photographer. All right. That is Gregory Smith. We are now into people who are in Pro Lab. Now, I want you to notice, and you will notice quickly, the gap in skill level from people who are just in Portfolio Lab and people who are in Pro Lab. People who are in Pro Lab are, yes, in Portfolio Lab, but they're also learning the business side of photography. So they're shooting photographs for like a reason. And like when you see, and we separate it this way again, because it's necessary that you see the difference. Denise Tuggle is our next photographer. She is an amazing woman. My description of Denise is, Denise approached me almost 2 years ago now, a year and a half, and she's just bought a camera, okay? Had never taken a photo. And she said, I want to be a professional photographer. And if you really think about it, it's like someone saying, calligraphy, stop jumping around, please. Just stop. Denise is, she basically came to me saying like, she wants to be a Formula One driver, but she doesn't have a car or a license. And she's never driven before, but she's going to do Formula One. Like that's the equivalent of like the gap that Denise, and also never would she put herself out there. Never. So seeing how far she's come and seeing her put herself out there has been an incredible growth. Denise is shooting a self-portrait shot in studio, shot with the Nikon D850 at 50 millimeter, ISO 160 at a 25th of a second at f8, shot with 2 newer strobes. This is Miss Denise Tuggle. Denise, thanks for submitting. Denise, this is a vibe, and I really like the fact that you incorporated the product photography that you do in front of you on set like this. Denise, yes, 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 yes. And you look absolutely great. Denise, oh my, like, oh, Denise, how far you have come, my girl. I am so proud of you. Denise has been trying to get into my accelerator for like a year. Okay. I rejected her twice. And then she rejected me. When she was ready, she rejected me because she's like, no, now I'm not ready. And she wanted to work and make her work better. Denise, this is a yes, unequivocally. Yes. It's really tricky to shoot black on black. And especially with a single light. Okay. So your setup, I'm going to draw from the top. This is your table. This is you sitting against the table, and your light source is coming from here. I see just a little bit of a kick from this side, but I would love just almost like a little bit of light to give me just a little bit of kick here. Again, you could like, I'm really like just trying to help you make what I already think is like a perfect picture just a little bit more perfect. Lens cap, we take that off because again, Nikon's not paying you. Let's take that so we just see like the reflection of like the lens, which looks like you're ready to shoot. That's the only advice, is just when you're shooting pictures of yourself with a camera, just take the cap off. This is unequivocally a yes, Denise. Like yes, 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 yes. Denise, the way that I describe it with you is like you see the Matrix now. Like you know how to professionally market yourself. You took this photo seriously because I know it's going to go on your website. I know it's going to go on your Instagram. You took this serious, and it also is like the first of many. The first of and again, the last picture that you shot was just a little bit more proper, but this is loose and the smile and the vibe, you're just in it. And yeah, I'm about it. This is 100% a yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Well done, Denise. Very good. Very good. Okay, ProLab members. My expectations for my ProLab members are higher. I'm harder on them because they have all the information. They know what they need to do. They know how they need to do it. Next is Charles Fortin. Charles says, photo taken in Port Hope, British Columbia during a foggy morning. The intention was to create a candid and friendly looking self-portrait in a natural environment. Charles shoots with a Sony A7C Mark II with a 24 to 70 with a 28 to 75 ISO 1000 f4 at a 200th of a second, shot with natural light and a small LED portable light. Guys, this is Charles Fortin. Charles, this is a great representation of you doing what you do in environment, which is really great, bro. This is good. And the location, the smile, you could play in this location, looking around, a camera to your eye, hands down, looking at your shots. You can play in this area forever. And now that I'm just throwing these ideas at you, okay, so now you have your camera, you're looking at your camera, you're over there, you know what I mean? You're over here, your arms down, you're you know what I mean? Adjusting your hat. There's all of these editorial things that we can do that the more you practice putting yourself in front of the camera, and also change the location, move the camera, move the tripod over this way, do a couple more frames, move the tripod over this way, do a couple more frames, you do the top down. Cause again, to show you guys, Fortin's portfolio, this guy's nuts. This guy's nuts. Come on, Charles. There we go. This guy's photos are preposterous. And again, Charles has been with me for a year and a bit that I've been helping him develop. And to see this, and then to see, where are we going? Over to here. Then to see the work, to see him with camera in environment, it really brings it all together. So Charles, this is yes. And again, I share Charles' work often because it's people who are in ProLab, they're not just making work, they're making work for a very specific client type that has commercial potential. There's no need to make work to serve an ego. We're trying to serve clients and make work at a level that, this is why I talk about 11s. It's 10 out of 10 in the professional world is not good enough. A 10 out of 10 is not good enough. We have to shoot 11s because 11s can speak, being that insane and caring that much about your frames and exposure and idea and story, and also within a specific niche. within a specific niche. And Charles shoots outdoor adventure. He is an outdoor adventure photographer like Jimmy Chin. And Jimmy Chin, Jimmy Chin is the top of the top when it comes to this type of work. But the reason that I can say Jimmy Chin, and it tells you that this type of work there is a market for. There is a market for this type of work, or Charles wouldn't be shooting it. There's a market for the type of work that he's doing. And if you look at Charles, like, he's a different photographer, but he's shooting within the same niche. By the way, Jimmy Chin shoots for National Geographic. He did it's called One Solo, like the guy who like soloed up Yosemite. So, like, I'm giving you an education on like how to know that you're making work that has commercial application. And again, as we look at Jimmy Chin and you see the commercial application of the kind of work that this guy does, like, come on, like, this stuff becomes advertising. It becomes advertising. So, that's what I teach in ProLab. I teach you guys how to do what I do. So, Charles, yeah, bro. Yeah, well done. Well done. Kicking it. Very well done. Again, like, shoot the hell out of these when you're in the, like, when you're that spot, you got the, like, shoot the hell out of that shit. I want to see like 300 frames because, oh my God, there's so, and then you just have that. And anytime you do a batch of self-portraits, just like shoot the hell out of the idea. I call it shooting through the picture. All right, that is Mr. Fortin. We are into Angela Pacchino. Angela is titled Author. This is a self-portrait from the sessions from my book, Seasons of My Work. Sorry, I'm having a hard time today. A self-portrait from this season of work. Okay, got it. Shot in studio, fully self-directed, authored, calm, clear, and earned. By the way, I wear my heart on my sleeve. My reading is so much better, but talking to my doctor today, she's like, it's gonna be like another 6 months before you're like 100%. I'm like, oh, she's like, oh no, you're like healing right now. So like, go easy on yourself when, like, if you get stuck on words or stuck on numbers, like, you had surgery 3 months ago. I get reminded, like, right. All right. Angela shot with a Fuji X-T4 with a 56mm ISO 400 at 1/125th of a second at 3.6. Shot with a newer continuous key and a Profoto rim. Interesting. I'm so excited to see this photo. This is Angela Pacchino. Angela shot as the author. I mean, the light is great, Angela. Like, this is definitely a vibe. We're losing the glasses just a little bit because of where they're placed and the tone of the glasses and the jacket. It makes it hard to see this frame inside the busyness behind it. So, suggestion, just again, have the glasses against something that has like a little bit of contrast, like here, so we could actually see because they're clear as well, which they change tone with every place that you put them. For me, it's about you being loose, although you're quite like buttoned up as far as the outfit. It's tricky then being on like a chaise. So again, it's like, I like it, but at the same point, it's like, it's tricky because of the chaise lounge and the jacket is a little bit busy and the exposure is a little bit up in your hair. So for me, the exposure here and the exposure here should like, one needs to kind of pull down, and I feel like it might be shadow detail might have been pushed up too much. We look at the blacks. This black is starting to look like really gray, and this black in here is starting to look really gray. So for me, it's just a little, it's not exposure. It might be what you're doing in post. It's just a little bit like, over shadow detailed. I would pull the shadows down just a little bit because we're losing like any kind of black. And for me, like, I want to see you as boss girl. Like, that's my vibe with you, Angela. Like, you're a boss. So seeing you sit on a chaise with like your legs up and like it looks like you're trying to like appease men, and like, fuck that. Like, you're a boss. Like, I want to see you in like a little bit more of a power position as a woman. Like, and again, for the females out there, when it comes to like being in front of the camera, it can't be the like it's got to be like boss. Like, I want to feel you like the boss lady, and I feel like this is close, but where we're losing it is in the body language for me. And like, I think that we lost it in the body language. And again, I'm going to remind you again, I see you as a boss. Oh my goodness. How do I stop this? All right. Well, we're just going to go over here. Yes, Angela. Sorry. Here. I gotta fix my timer. Okay, fixed. Angela, I see you as a boss. That's all. And boss is boss in all aspects, including body language and posture. And I just want to see you like straight on. And again, like, not trying to be demure, you know what I mean? And I just feel like there's like a little bit of that there, which is then like man pleasing, which you don't have to do because your work speaks for itself. That is Angela Aquino. Angela, thanks for submitting. All right. Next up is Hal Banfield. Hal says, this is titled Happy Hour. Playing with wardrobe and props in my apartment. I put up a fabric and turned the camera on myself. Took a few attempts, but to get the focus. Shot with the Nikon Z9 85mm 1.8 ISO 100 f at f6.3 at an 80th of a second, shot with a Profoto Octobox. This is Hal Banfield. Hal, let's get it on. Thanks for submitting. Hal, this is a vibe. For me, like, I'm hoping for a professional photo of you as a photographer, and the alcohol ad turns it into now you're a model for Grey Goose or whatever alcohol brand that you're pushing. And then also you're pushing alcohol, which again, okay, but this is a fantastic photo. Okay. Like, I'm going to say it straight. It's a fantastic photo, but the message with the martini, it's like, this is more important than this. Now, as a photographer, are you showing that, like, hey, drinking is a huge part of my life and my photography? Like, are you showing that? Because for me, that it's, I mean, again, it's very LA, but you're making my mind go and spin into, like, is this an ad for this drink? Or like, is this about you? Like, it's not about you as a photographer. It's about you as a guy who likes martinis. So for me, the messaging is confusing. It's a great frame. Look at what it looks like as a cover. By the way, Hal, just so you know, no crops. No cropping when you submit, meaning your photo comes to me in a 2x3 format, which our camera shoots 2x3. You don't get to crop. You shoot the frame and you share it with me. So all of, like, I'm the art director. If I'm the art director, you don't pre-crop for me, because now I don't know how this image was shot. And also I don't have room. Like, this is super, like, up here is super close, and your fingers are super close, and you cut your hat off and your eyes are really hot. Like, I don't know, like, what the shot was. So you have, in order for me to coach you, you need to give me the whole frame. Like, show me what you shot and how you shot it, so I can help you say, hey, you notice it's like you're really, like, cutting the shoulder off here, and hey, you notice the fingers are, like, really close to the edge here, and the hat, like, I can't see, and how close your fingers are here, and how close they, like, I don't know how you shot it. And if you're just free cropping, like, 2x3. It's 2 that way and it's 3 that way. Every frame you give me has to be like that. So I can look at what a cover looks like, and this actually goes, like, this whole part works, but it doesn't when you pre-crop. And also, I'm not teaching you if you pre-crop, because you think that you know better than I do. And that's not how this goes. So Hal, please, no more cropping. Great frame, great, I also want you to see what you're doing in post is the second thing. You are over processing, over treatment going, and you can see it's actually hurting your quality. You're over sharpening, and you're sharpening, which is, like, not a thing that we need to do with the cameras today. So this ends up looking like an AI illustration of your face and not photography, because you're treating it too much. It's over processed. And again, this isn't a look for now. It's 2026. This was like when Photoshop first came out, when retouching first came out. We went way too far, Hal, and you're going way too far. I need to see what this frame looked like out of camera. And by the way, my stuff out of camera looks exactly what it looks like on my site, like out of camera. So I need your stuff out of camera to look proper, which means good exposure, like perfect exposure, good framing, and again, like, be egoless as a photographer. Be egoless. You're in LA, which is La La Land, where everybody's, like, floating in the room because their egos are so fucking big. So You need to be egoless, and like less is more. That's another hint. Less is more. Understated rather than overstated. Okay. And for me, what you're overstating here is alcohol, and you're a photographer. That's what you're trying to push. All right. I hope that helps you. That is Hal, his very first submission. All right. Hal recently joined Portfolio Pro Lab and Portfolio Lab. He's new to the crew. So he is about to start my professional accelerator tomorrow. So Hal, as I promised, Hal, this is just the beginning. Your mind and brain is going to be opened, taken out, reversed, and put back in the proper way. And I'm going to teach you how to run LA. But again, I need to show you photographers that are running LA, like Jeff Lipsky and so many more, so you can see what they do and imitate intelligently what they do, and not serve egos, including yours, but serve clients as a helpful expert. That's what we're trying to do. And again, less is more. All right, you might be too handsome. I'm just kidding. All right, this is Isatu Jallo. Isatu says, heritage self-portrait in my gold necklace and head wrap, shot with the Sony ZV-E10, the 50mm lens, shot ISO 200, 1/125th of a second at f5 with a Godox diffused. This is Isatu Jallo. Isatu, this is a vibe. I do like the heritage. Let's look at this as a cover. Your picture is now, your camera settings are, you are set for 20 by 9. So you're set for not 3 by 2. So you need to change your camera proportions, because you're set for like super like widescreen video, and then you went horizontal, which doesn't work. Like, you're such a great photographer, Isatu, but these rules are like set rules as far as the frame. You can't, and if you did shoot it that way, but then just cropped it narrow because you felt like it, you can't do that. You really have to, and all of this now is taking away from the review because there's rules. There's rules. There's rules for framing. There is no magazine that is the, so what ends up happening is, well, the picture just gets cropped here, right? So shoot it that way, so you're using your camera most effectively. All right, let's get into this photo. Focus is close. It's not perfect, and I know it's difficult to nail perfect focus when you're shooting a self-portrait, but it's close. And also, you're shooting with not a pro level Sony camera. You're shooting sort of with a hybrid, like it's not a camera upgrade. Isatu, for how good you are, needs to be something that you prioritize, because the better the photography gets, and it's getting better and better, but you're shooting on a camera body that is like entry level. So if you now start getting jobs, like, and you're doing like high demand client work, and then you pull out what looks like a point and shoot, it lowers your value. And it's hard to charge top rate when you don't have pro gear. So you're good enough to invest in yourself. And I'm hoping that that is a priority, because sadly, sometimes when I zoom in, it's like, oh, and I know it's your sensor. Like that's where like you're losing tonal range and you're losing sharpness. Like all of that is in the sensor. You're too low in the frame. This necklace is too close to the bottom. It's too close, meaning you lose 1/8 of an inch when you go to print all the way around your frame. So if you shoot so tight, well then now when this goes to print, your necklace is cropped here. And I'm sure that that's not the way that you wanted to see your photo, but you didn't give the printer enough room or enough space, because in order to print a full frame, they have to overprint it and then cut it. That's how magazines work. So they overprint it and then they cut it. And if you're shooting at such a point where it's so tight, well, then they can't do that. So, yeah, this is a little bit too low in the frame, and please, I need 2:3 proportions, or 3:2 if you're shooting horizontal. Check your camera to make sure that it's set for that. And please, I will be watching the next time you submit. Thanks for submitting. Again, lovely, minimal background. Like it's pretty, but again, I'm asking for a professional photography photo that you can use as like not you as a model. And this is really sliding into like you're pretty enough to be a model, so you're using that, which is now, are you a model or are you a photographer? And you're not trying to raise that question. My suggestion, you show more of yourself. You don't do like a bare shoulders, which is sexual and not necessary. And then you're holding your camera and you're on set and there's a model behind you and lights, and like you're showing yourself as a photographer, not as like the pretty girl. You know what I mean? And again, you are the pretty girl, so you can't not be that, but you're also trying to be a photographer. So push that rather than these kind of nostalgia ideas for photography. I hope that helps. I understand that you're an artist, my girl, and you're an artist, yes, but here you're a model. And if I'm looking at this, I don't know that you took this photo. There's no context that you took this photo. It's just you as a subject. And again, you can battle me. I said too. I just understand. I'm trying to help you. And it's like, you have to show yourself as more than just a pretty face. And you're way more than just a pretty face. Show your visual talent. Like, you're a killer. It's like, yeah, but I'm an artist. It's like, okay, that's why you're poor. Like, there's a commercial way to do this. And there's a commercial way to do this, like Jill Greenberg. Like, again, artist, photographer. Here, let's inspire you with Jill Greenberg, who is also an artist. Like, Jill Greenberg, she's from Vancouver. Canadian photographer, moved to LA. She is also an artist. But when it comes to her self-portraits, like, this is her. Like I get it, but this is her. So I get it, but at the same time, there's this. Like, she's a killer. So yes, she does show herself in photographs and shoot photographs, but it's like, what would you rather do? Make $3 million a year as a photographer, or be an artist? Like, this is Jill Greenberg. So again, commercial application are the only reason that we're doing this, or we're just serving egos. So me seeing you as the creative is what I want to see. You as the creative, as the person who is creating. Show me a version that when I look at about you or info, like she, I don't know if she shows photos behind the scenes. Like, this is what I want to see, is behind the scenes of you working. Like, this is the most powerful way you can promote yourself as a photographer, is show yourself making work. But nobody does it. Like, show yourself, like, as the artist. Okay, well, here's a whole thing on her, again, making art, but it's behind the scenes. Like, her as the photographer, as the artist, as the creative. And like again, it's like, there's a way to do it, but you can't do it without putting yourself out there. You just can't. So you're putting yourself out there, but you're removing the context of you as a photographer, as the creative. And that's the only context that's going to make you money right now, is showing you as someone who can create something for you. I can make something for you. If you're just making something for me or for yourself, who's going to pay you to make stuff for yourself? So when you get an opportunity to shoot a self-portrait, you have to make it like, well, this is a professional opportunity to show people that I use cameras. Do you know what I mean? Rather than, I'm a black girl and this is my heritage and this is what I look like. Like, okay, cool. But it just, for me, the context isn't there. I'm ranting. Guys, let's get into our next photographer. That is Aissatou Diallo. Thanks for submitting, Aissatou. And again, like, I'm hard on you because how many photos of the year, like, did you win? Like, how many nominees did you get in there? Like, you're a killer. You're a killer. So again, it's just, you got to go back to phase. I can't wait for you to start phase 1 again, because you need to redo these phases and get this locked in, so you're making work that makes money, because I know that that's a priority and necessary. All right, Aissatou Diallo. Next is Levi Wells. Levi says, submission statement selfie. Hey, Vicky, is that you, Vicky, for 26 months? Vicky, the first photographer I ever coached from YouTube. Like, not the first photographer I've ever coached, but the first photographer that I ever coached from YouTube. And Vicky's killing it right now. From small town Pennsylvania. Vicky, thank you for becoming a member again for 26 months. This is Levi Wells. Converted living room to photo studio, to home studio, shot at home for B-Day photo shoot. Shot with the Sony A6600 with a 35 millimeter a 1.7 ISO 400 1/160th of a second at f6.3. Shot with a Godox key light. Let's see what you're doing here. This is Levi Wells. Levi, thanks for submitting. Levi is also free cropping. And I know this is, again, your first submission, so I have to be gentle, but I'm going to remind you, the camera shoots 2x3. There are no free cropping. You don't get to frame something with a free crop, like 2x3. Usually then crop down to 8x10, which is 4x5, or 9x12, which is a little bit of like magazines are 9x12, but this is just cropped however you want it to. So I need to see how it came out of your camera. Levi, this is rule number 1. So next week when you submit, I need to see exactly how it came out of your camera, and make sure that your camera is set for 3:2 proportions. Okay, that's the first thing. I love that you can come and hang out again as well, Vicky. I appreciate you very much. All right. So first thing, as a professional photographer, this is the ideas that we're trying to show you, not as the handsome black man that you are, but as the handsome black man that can bring me value. Okay? That can bring me value. Like, again, I'm gonna remind you, this business isn't about you. It's about how you serve your potential customers. So turning sideways and like, hey, not really paying attention to you, who's looking at me, I'm looking over there. That's the first thing that does, thank you for subscribing. This is the first thing that does something called disconnection. So watch this. I am looking at you. I am making eye contact. I am connecting with you. And then now look. Now I'm still talking to you, but you are now an observer, and I'm doing something here without you because of body language. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking here because here is more important than you. That's what you're saying. So I switch cameras because, again, video is very different. This is very different than a still photo and a single photo. But I want to remind you, the idea about this photo is this is you as a professional that can bring value to the person who's looking at your photo. So this tells me nothing about you as a creative. And it doesn't also tell me that you're a photographer. It doesn't tell me that you're anything except for handsome. So and also the disconnect of the side profile versus icon. There's nothing more powerful in photography than eye contact. Like, you're looking at the person who's looking at you. So they feel, the reason that you feel connected with me right now is because I'm looking you in the eye. And as long as you're looking at the screen, you can feel me connected with you. So eye contact, and you'll notice the photographers who are winning in this self-portrait assignment are following the rules, like photography rules. And they're also making eye contact with the person who's looking at them. So those are a couple of really big tips. The background vibe, by the way, is dated. This sort of like, yeah, the background idea is dated, and the color looks Sears Portrait Studio. It's not what we're trying to do. Like, we have to look at a magazine. You got to open Vogue. You got to open Details. You got to open Vibe. I mean, Vibe's not around anymore, but you need to open The Source, Fader. Like, go to a magazine store and just look at photographers when they're shooting in the studio, what backgrounds look like. I promise you won't see this background. Now, that doesn't make you unique. That makes you a dinosaur. You have to be doing what is been proven to work now. It's called intelligent imitation. Don't do what you think is cool. Do what, because you don't know. You're not making money at this. You have to do what people who are making money at this, and the backgrounds that they're using and the ideas that they're doing, that's what we're trying to do. It's intelligent imitation. And again, eye contact, and telling me somehow that you make pictures. I hope that helps you. Alrighty. That was Mr. Levi Wells. First submission. Levi, do not get discouraged, but lock in the things that I'm saying. Lock in the things that I'm saying. And like, friendly, approachable, smile, like, hey, I'm here to help you. Like, you see the vibe that I give you that attracted you to me and made you trust me. You're not doing that. Your removal, so you have to do as I do if you want the results that I'm getting. Cool? I hope that helps. And look at magazines, bro, because if you looked at a magazine, you would take that background and throw it out the nearest window. All right. This is Donna Cranshaw. Donna says, self-portrait taken at home in my studio, home studio. Shot with the Canon RP 50mm, one strobe, one continuous, 1/125th of a second, f8 at ISO 200. This is Donna Cranshaw. Donna, very smart with the Donna's a product photographer, very smart with the products in front of you. I'd like to see you holding the camera rather than it being like part of the propping of what you're shooting. The black on black is tricky. The black on black is tricky because you're not doing like a jet black. The background isn't pulled, like super tight. Where is my pencil? Okay, give me a second here. Yeah, it's only going on one monitor. Woo-doo. All right, please stand by. Let me just fix this for 3 seconds here. Talk amongst yourselves. No spots today. No spots today because I love you and it's the first show of the year. So Donna, right here, it's because your background isn't pulled tight. You have to pull it tight and clamp it and clamp it. You're letting your background do this, which means the side light that you get catches every high point and misses every low point, which is why this is what your background looks like. And for me, this becomes super distracting. So framing wise, let's look at the whole frame. You can see you're pushed a little bit this way. I want you right locked in the middle of the frame, but you're pushed to the side. And then the way that this is placed, and because it's on a tent, for me, these products are not the right products. This is very similar to Miss Denise Tuggle's photograph, but the issue is that the tent that this is on and it looks like you're trying to sell these. Like, hey, I'm here now selling you these products. Like, it's not, I'm a photographer because you're not holding this. And these are the wrong products. So of all the products that you've shot, like that Polo Ralph Lauren perfume bottle, like something like that, and that kind of a set, you need to be on that set with the set being the priority, and then you're with camera in that set. So for me, we're just like, it's close, Donna, but I feel like we're missing just a little bit. And I want you to think about contrast. If you have a dark background, have a different color shirt. So there's two things. You can see how this black and this is also black, but they're different tonally quite a bit. You're only using one light, so you're not able to get the separation. So wear something lighter, but then you wear something lighter and it conflicts with this, but that's because these are the wrong products. So again, I hold the camera and make sure that that you got the right products to shoot. Yeah, this is close, Donna, but and also because this isn't at a straight angle, now this doesn't look straight and it makes this line look crooked and it makes the whole photo feel kind of like offset. Yeah, Donna, close, but I know that you can reshoot that. I think the background could be lighter if you want to wear dark. And yeah, just think of all the photos of the week and what you shot in order to win photo of the week. This was not one of your products that you shot that one photo of the week. So this is not, unless a client's paying you to shoot that, this Skylar, unless a client's paying you to shoot that, I don't see it. Frank Tom, back again as a member. Frank, thank you for becoming a member. Let's go. Frank Tom, welcome back, my guy. This guy won quite a few photo of the year awards. I hope you watched that episode, Frank. You got like mad love in some categories, my guy. Holy moly. All right, this is Ozzy Oswald Stewart. This is a self-portrait created in my apartment as a visual introduction to my personal brand. Shot to reflect focus, restraint, and quiet confidence in a single frame. Shot with the R5 50 millimeter f3.5 at an eighth of a second at 400 ISO. Shot with a single newer strobe and 2 RGB lights. This is Ozzy Stewart. Ozzy, let's get it on. Ozzy, this is really close. This is really close, bro, and really good light. Like, for me, one of the best that you've shot so far. I'm missing your hands because your hands are going out of frame, like at a super, like this is really uncomfortable for people to see, like hands like gone like that. So that's like, why not arms crossed? Why, like, you're pulling yourself back. If your arms are like this, like this, well, then you can lean and project forward, or like it becomes like you're pulled quite back, which looks like you're trying to back up for, like, move away from the person who's looking at you. And also, again, as I said earlier, like head angle, you're pulling back and you're pulling your chin back, right? So see, what I need you, rather than to be this, is I need you projecting forward and being like that way. So the subject who sees you like, you know what I mean? And then the hands down, it's like, what are your hands doing, bro? What are you doing under there that's more important than in the frame? So that kind of just pulls you out of it and where you're cropping your hands. Let me show you what this looks like as an 8x10 Aussie. For me, if we crop the hands more, it kind of looks a little better than where the watch is getting cropped there. But again, it's a good swing. The light is good. Like, again, you're progressing, Aussie. At the same time, bro, like, correction. And I know it's hard because you're shooting with the camera that you can't then be holding. And if you only have one camera body and not like, then like, you don't want to be holding a phone. Like, you don't want to shoot it on a phone just to hold your camera. So, well, then you have to start being creative. Like, how about a mirror? And how about you have this whole scene created, but you then have a mirror and you hold your camera that is shooting the scene into a mirror, and then well now, bro, you just broke brains, because people are like, oh, dude, this guy just shot a photo of himself into a mirror, but he's in the studio and it's like he's projecting like, it's just trying harder. You know what I mean? And it's like, we have to keep trying to push as hard as we can. And again, you're so much more than just a handsome dude. I want to see you thinking like, and how, if you used a mirror, you can kind of reveal the fifth wall. And now like you see the light stand and you see a little bit of your apartment and you see like what's in the mirror is this perfect scene and you with your camera shooting it, which then shows you as the guy who is like ultra creative, not just a handsome brother. You know what I mean? So for me, that's like, I would like to see a whole remake of this photo, but figure out how to get like a hand mirror that's small and super close and out of focus, or a massive mirror that's leaned against the wall and propped in some way that you figure out how to make this photo with your camera into a mirror with this light. Because I think you can do it. This is Ozzy Stewart. Ozzy, again, so close, guy. So close. But again, I'm telling you, look at my heart rate. I'm telling you, like, these ProLab members are so killer. But again, we get in our heads and we overthink things. And when you're really looking at like I want photographers to look only at photographers that are living their life. Only look at a photographer that is making over $200,000, $300,000 a year, has a wife that you wish you has the car that you wish you had, and is making work that is literally getting published everywhere in magazines, in Vogue, like someone who's living your ideal life. That's the only photographers to look at. And those photographers, the work that they're making, you should be thinking only of making work at that level. Because if not, then what are you doing? Yeah. It is really hard to do what we're trying to do as pros, but this is why ProLab is so valuable. It's like every time you submit, you learn something that is like, oh my God, why didn't I use a mirror? Holy shit. That's like, because again, it's like we have a problem. You have one camera and it's like, well, that's what mirrors are for. Because there's a salute, like as soon as you know what the problem is, it's like, well, no, I'm just going to put the camera there and then just be here without it's like, well, that's definitely the easy route, right? That's definitely like path of least resistance. Or you sit there and you rack your brain or you go outside and like you go to Chinatown and it's like, oh my God, I have my camera. And then you're now seeing like reflections and it's like, again, this is the whole point that I'm trying to like shake up your creativity, because as good as you think you are, you can be so much better. That is Ozzy, by the way, guys. Thank you, Ozzy, for submitting. And again, like, you have to have a thick skin, eh? If you have like emotional attachment to your photographs that aren't making you money, it's like, but I really love that photo. It's like, bro, you're making nothing. Like, why are you emotionally attached to work that's not working? Well, I really like it. It's like, cool beans, dude. Like it all you want, but it's not working. Like, you could like a car, but when you turn the engine, if it doesn't go, it's a lemon. Yeah, but I really like, okay, dude, well then park it and you can stare at it every day. But guess what? It's not going to get you from A to B. I'm trying to help people make photographs that get them somewhere, that get them to a professional career. And those photos, if you're emotionally attached to every photo, well then no. Like Corey Vanderplood, this guy, I'm going to tell you a story. Corey Vanderplood, after he assisted me, he found me when he was 19 years old. He went to film school. And he wanted to be a photographer. The grass is always greener on his side of the fence. So Corey found me and he wanted to be a photographer. And Corey assisted me for 2 years. And then I represented Corey. I had an agency called Herman and Audrey, which was me and 4 of my past assistants. Javier Livera, Wade Hudson, myself. And again, it was We ran Herman and Audrey for 5 years. So Corey then moved to New York and became Platon's assistant, Platon. So you'll notice when it comes to Corey's work, he has a blend of shooting very loose, the way that I shoot, and very location idea driven, but then also very tight like Platon. Like he's kind of a blend. And he's on YouTube. You can watch videos where he talks about assisting me and assisting Platon and the two different ways that we shot and how he learned from both of us. But you have to understand, Corey's first, he's assisting me and he wants to be a fashion photographer. So I'm like, I bring him to an agency. And I'm like, hey, okay, this is Corey, he's my assistant. Like, send him let him shoot models. Just cool. So Corey would spend all afternoon doing a test. He'd show me the photos and I'd be like, Corey, fuck, boom, 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 boom. And he would just go, fuck, excuse my language. And then literally just not bin them, but he would never show them. It would just be like, okay, that's a dead shoot. He did 9 of those in a row, 9 duds. And I'm talking studio, has access to me, all my stuff. And again, shooting on his own because he wants to not have me handhold him. So he's doing his own. And then one day, this guy shot something that I pushed myself away from my desk. And I was I cursed really loud and was like, okay, dude, now I'm scared. And he's like, really? I'm like, dude, more like that. Do you feel it? And he's like, yeah, dude, I felt it when I was shooting. I felt it. I'm like, Corey, oh my word, dude, you see the Matrix. And then the next one was bang, and the next one, and it was just this guy would spend a whole day doing a photo shoot, and then I would look at it and I'd be like, and he would just flog himself and then bin it and then do it again. He'd call the model back and reshoot the whole thing. Insanity. But that's what it takes to be the top 1%. And I promise you, Corey he's a New York photographer right now, lives in New York. It's killing it. Flies all over the world. So, and look how well defined his style is. Look how well defined his visual signature is. The way that he sees with the camera. The way that this guy sees with a camera is artful. He gets it. Again, I help photographers see the Matrix. That's the only way that I can describe it. And Corey is a fashion photographer, but he also shoots portraits. But he's also a fashion photographer in the biggest fashion market in the world, New York City. I helped him get there. So there is a method to my madness. And believe me, my actual assistants, people who are my assistant, there's nobody who gets more heat than people who are with me in my studio, representing me. Dude, you're my assistant. You're not allowed to put out shit, bro. No way. Your stuff has to be fuego. You're Carty's assistant, bro. I have 100% success rate of my assistants going on to working pros in the hardest markets in the world. So, bro, step up or get out. That's the vibe. So, yeah. By the way, if you guys are hyped about this, I'm going to be doing some in-person photo shoots, in-person, the Carty method this summer. I'm talking to my team about it. I'm going to do a 1-week event where it's literally every morning. I'm going to rent a studio for 5 days. Every morning I deliver the Carty method, a phase of the Carty method. Every afternoon, model, photo shoot in studio, light demos, everybody gets to shoot, you get to watch me shoot direct. It's going to be after 5 days, I'm going to churn out killers. It's going to be the sickest experience ever. It's going to be right here in Toronto, Canada. So if you've never been to Toronto, and again, also I can take 10 people. So calligraphy, Amond, my whole team is going to fly up here this summer. And yeah, get your passport sorted, calligraphy. All right. By the way, that's you can look at Vanderplu, CoreyVanderplu.com. He's absolutely phenomenal. Again, just like one of the people who I've put on to being a photographer. All right, let's get back into Malik Brand, who is our next photographer for, what's our time? Wow. For the Meet Malik section on my website. He wanted it to be familiar to other photos on my site, but still be a bit friendly. Shot with the Sony a7 III with a 35mm 1.8. Still need to get that 50 going, my guy. ISO 100, 1/25 of a second at f8. Lit with three newer strobes. This is Malik Brand. Malik, wow, bro, this is super friendly and approachable. It's a little high it's high up here in, like, this is way too close, Malik, and your fingers are way too close here, right? Like, you're not giving yourself like any space up or down. And contrast wise, like, I'm gonna get into this closer in a second, but I need you to see what this looks like as a cover. Like, what does the magazine editor do? Well, then now he has to rebuild the back. Like, he has to essentially, too many buttons. He has to essentially rebuild the background that way. And like up here, it's white. So no, it's not like that difficult to do, but he's going to curse you for it and not hire you again because the elbow was too close here. The fingers are too close here and the head is too close up here. I don't know that you're a photographer here though, Malik. Again, this is ego. It's not serving anything other than I'm a handsome guy. It's not telling me that you took this picture, and it's not telling me that you're a creative. It's just, again, the smile is friendly and approachable, but I don't know that you're the guy who's making this photo, and I don't know that you're the guy that's the photographer, because there's nothing about this outfit that says I'm a photographer. It says fashion. I'm a model and I'm modeling for this brand right here. Like, this is a brand photo for these guys, not that guy. Because again, it's not the purpose for this. Here's an example. I gave an assignment to one of my Portfolio Lab members. His name's Frank Tom. Now, I'm not sure if Frank is still in Portfolio Lab, but Frank Tom is a sports photographer and has gone through my Pro Accelerator. And I like to think that I've helped Frank turn himself into a absolute killer. He is just turning this into dollars and really making work, super targeted, really understanding how to serve brands. And I gave Frank an assignment to shoot a self-portrait. So look at what Frank's self-portrait looked like. So like, this was the first self-portrait that Frank shot for me for an assignment. And tell me that doesn't say everything. I'm a photographer, I'm approachable, I'm likable, I'm professional, and you just want to hug this guy. Think like a marketer, move like an artist. Like, trying to make it as a photographer, and left Google to do this full time and hired me as a coach and took my accelerator and like is making incredible work. So also shows process. And listened every single time that I said, hey, by the way, behind the scenes is so important. So now look at how powerful this hits. Like, this is what builds trust. This is what builds trust. You see him making the work, and then you see the work, and it hits 5 times, 10 times as hard, because there's no question that he's a photographer. There's no question that he's the photographer that you're looking for if this is your demo. And this is what a professional portrait of you as a photographer needs to feel like. It needs to feel approachable and likable. Like, again, this picture, this is what I'm begging for. Him outside of his truck with his gear. Like, this is what we need. And this is why Frank had his self-portraits in the category of self-portraits of the best self-portraits submitted last year. So this is Frank Tom. I think you won that category, Frank. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't. So Malik, this is what we're missing. Do you see the difference? It's not about your level of handsomeness. It's about your level of, like, I'm serving you. This is my gear. This is me working. This is me doing that thing that I'm trying to get you to pay me to do. It's not an ad for Royal Legacy, which this really feels like. I hope that helps you. Again, it's not about handsomeness, and I appreciate it, but I really want to see you guys, like, show your, like, your essence as a creative. And it's hard to do, and you're gonna miss until you hit. Once you hit, you're like, oh, I get it. All right, this is Ivan Kotzov, Koztov, Ivan Koztov. And again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Ivan. Ivan is new to Portfolio Lab. Ivan is new to Pro Lab, and Ivan is about to start my Pro Accelerator tomorrow. I'm so excited. Ivan is shooting with a Panasonic GH3 with a 50 millimeter 1.7 ISO 200, a 1300th of a second, wide open. Don't shoot wide open, Ivan, and I'm going to show you why as soon as I look at your photo. This is Ivan Kotov. Ivan, thanks for submitting. So, Ivan, right off the bat, I appreciate the fact that you're shooting with or showing a camera while you're shooting. The location is not the spot to be, because, again, snow, for those people like me who live in snow, we don't want to see snow. And what it does, the fact that you're wearing a winter jacket, is it makes it quite seasonal. Now I'm going to show you why you don't shoot wide open. Because your photo is extremely out of focus. Because you're shooting wide open. Because you're shooting wide open. Because the depth of field is so shallow when you shoot wide open that in focus, out of focus, in focus, out of focus. So there's nothing in focus here. Your face isn't in focus. The camera's not in focus. Like, the only thing that's in focus is your hand. So it's why we don't shoot wide open, is we shoot at like 5.6, because we need depth of field in order to achieve focus, especially like in a scene that's so large. There's never a reason to shoot wide open. Ever, 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 ever. There's never a reason. I'm a professional photographer, 35 years. I don't shoot wide open. And I have better gear and better lenses than you do. So don't shoot wide open, okay? This is why you missed focus. And then I want you to think always, what is behind me in this photo that is necessary to be there? And if you're, and then also, well, what kind of a photographer are you? Like, what do you shoot? Do you shoot portraits? Well, is there another freezing person out here right now while you're shooting this portrait? Or are you just posing? And if you're just posing, why are you posing here? Like in this parking lot with all of this stuff happening and this going through your head, like with mixed light, like it's bright up here and it's shady down here. Like, why this spot? So again, choosing a location, it's about removing elements and removing distraction. Also, you're not connecting with the person who's looking at you. You're connecting over there, which is like separation. So it's not friendly and approachable. And also, it's outside in the freezing cold, which also isn't friendly or approachable. It makes people go, ooh. So you're attaching that to your brand, Ivan. Don't attach, like, if you live in Russia and it's freezing right now, then be inside in front of like a beautiful window in a beautiful room that is darker than the light that's in front of you. So then now you can be with your camera looking here, and you can also use a mirror and shoot into the mirror and just reverse the whole scene. Like, there's so many different ways to do it, but it's hard. But you have to keep doing the reps. I hope that helps you. That is Ivan Kostov. Ivan, thanks for submitting. And again, Ivan, it's your first submission, and when you're new, shooting self-portraits is really hard. It's really hard. It is, but you get better the more that you do it, and the more that you put yourself out there. I hope me showing you Frank and some of the other people, like even people taking pictures of you, like I don't know if you have your niche nailed. Like, you're brand new. You just signed up for Portfolio Lab and Pro Lab, so I'm excited. Tomorrow is going to be a big week for you. All right. That was Ivan. We are down to our last few. This is James Jimmy McDonald. James is, I have no settings, James. What I need is camera, lens, aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. All right. This is, again, I know that these are your first submissions, but we need to know where we are on the scale. Because again, we're always the best photographers that our friends know. We're the only one who knows about gear, blah, blah, blah. But you can't talk to anybody who can help you get better, except for me. So it's like, help you get better to the point where you're making money from it. Like, loving photography, everybody loves photography. Everybody has these in their pocket. They shoot photos more than you with their iPhone. But we're trying to make professional photos, which means there has to be a reason for shooting. There has to be a reason for the photo, and there has to be a person who would pay you to make it. Like, if you're making photos that no one would pay you to make, or if you're shooting photographs of yourself, if you're making photographs of yourself that are repelling more than attracting, or that are giving the wrong message, like, all of these things hurt us. So I'm trying to correct and help, so this stuff we're doing can help us. Like, just think of my thumbnails. Like, my thumbnails, you understand how hard the art of that's, and it's me shooting every one of those photos and trying to like catch strangers' attentions and make them click my video. Like, it's difficult to be in front of the camera. All right, this is James Jim McDonald with no words, but Jim, let's get it on. This is vibes. It's a straight on horizontal. I'm not sure if this is where the photo ends. It looks very much like the photo ends right here. Jim, number one, we don't crop horizontal photos at all. They need to be 3x2. That's 2 pages in a magazine exactly, with no crop. So although there is such a thing as an 8x10, there is not such a thing as a 10x8, which is what you did. So please, in this context, going forward, no cropping. It's very important for you to not crop your photos. You'll also notice most of the people shot vertical. You shot horizontal, which again, it doesn't matter in this context. But what I'm trying to add is we need something that tells me that you're a photographer. This is showing Americana, and it's showing your love of Tupac and your like hardness. You know what I mean? Understand that we're trying to be honey, not stone. We're trying to attract people, not scare them away. And this has a like, don't fuck with this guy kind of a look on your face. Like, so but you want me to give you money? Do you know what I mean? So like, we're trying to attract people. And the thing is like, we cannot control we can control in a self-portrait or in a photograph, we can control us, like what we're doing. As a photographer, as we're shooting somebody, we can control the subject and direct them. But what we cannot control is the viewer and what the viewer thinks when they see that work. Like, that viewer is the most important opinion. The viewer is the most important opinion because that viewer judges you based on what you show them. So this photo that you're showing me makes me do, whoa, like you're like the Tupac, it's like the Tupac shirt. Like, do you understand, if there's no Tupac on your shirt, I don't think about Tupac and the fact that you're a Tupac fan. I just think about you. So no logos on the shirt when you're shooting a self-portrait, because it now shows you as a fan, not you as a professional. Don't be a fan. Like, you can wear the shirt, obviously, but when you're trying to show your, like wear a shirt that says nothing, just blank black tee. Like, that's the vibe when it, and then also from the face looking, like your face looking like this to your face looking like this. Like, that shift is like repelling versus attracting. So again, it's like looking like the hard guy, cool, just not going to make any money, because it's, people don't want to pay people that they're scared of. Do you know what I mean? They want to pay people that are friendly and approachable and likable, that you're going to, hey, I want to have a phone call with this guy. So again, this feels like you're trying to be a rapper instead of trying to be a photographer. So for me, this is a bit of a miss, and it's a miss because of what you're wearing. It's a miss because of your expression, and you're trying to show too many beliefs and likes in a single photo. And all that does is take people away from you as someone who's trying to be a professional photographer and get strangers to exchange money in exchange for your work. Part of that is your own packaging the portfolio, packaging the website, and packaging you. And you have to be like this more so than Screwface, because no one's going to call you. I hope that helps. All right. Thank you for submitting. And again, new submissions, but I only speak truth, Jim. I cannot tell a single lie. I only speak truth. And it's necessary for you to hear this stuff, James, because like, you need to smile more. Like, you have to remember, like, making photos for a living is a gift. So like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you want me to shoot your photos? Oh my God, that's fucking amazing. Like, not like, all right, bro. Well, you like, don't be like, it's not a drug deal. This is like professional business. And if you want Apple and Nike and all these people to be working with you, like, you got to turn the smile up, and all your personal beliefs, you need to push them down and just push you as an individual. And again, I'm not taking away from Americana or your love of Tupac or anything that you believe, but it's just like, nobody cares. And it's not relevant to you as a professional photographer. So leave it out of the photo so people can just see you with the camera or you behind the scenes, like, so they can make that connection and connect with the work. I hope that helps you, Jim. That was Jim McDonald. Jim. And again, everybody who's at home listening, like, these are messages for everybody. You know what I mean? Again, it's like messages for everybody. All right. This is something you need to know. If you're ready to stop guessing and actually grow your photography business, these are the 3 tools that I wish that I had earlier. They're simple, they're powerful, and they're made for photographers that are ready to get serious. Tool number 1, my cold outreach master pack. 18 proven email templates and a step-by-step guide to help you get new clients fast. If you've ever stared at a blank screen not knowing what to say, this fixes that. Tool number 2, my professional photographer's habit tracker. Good gear doesn't build success. Good habits do. My daily habit tracker keeps you focused, accountable, and moving forward every day. And tool 3, the ultimate photographer's call sheet. Shoots get chaotic fast. This call sheet organizes your client info, your gear checklist, and shot list so you show up confident and prepared. You can grab all 3 right now at thecartymethod.com/tools. They're built from real-world experience, and they're ready to help you grow today. All right, folks. Now we have our last 2 Submotos submissions. This is calligraphy. Never be limited by the other people's limited imagination. Okay. Never be limited by other people's limited imaginations. Dr. May Jameson. Shot with the Nikon Z8 with an 85mm ISO 100, 1/60th. I shot at a 60th of a second at f2. Natural light. All right, this is calligraphy. Thanks for submitting calligraphy. Let's look at this as a cover. I mean, it's strong editorial photo, but I'll remind, just like I said to Jim, there's like an anger here, and like it's not attracting or friendly. I've been trying to get you to be looser in photographs and looser in your face and more smiley for as long as you've been shooting self-portraits. But I don't know if like what it is, but you continually are very like mouth turned down, and this like mouth turned down and then eye contact looking off is disconnecting. It's disconnecting to your subject, and it's disconnecting to the people who you're trying to get to pay you. We can't be shooting photos like this for messages. Like, and also, again, the quote I appreciate, but for me, the photo is not attracting the audience that has the money to pay you, because you look like you're hard, or you look like you're frustrated, or you look like you're angry, or you look like you're mad. And when you put that out into the world, you just get back what you put out. So if you put out smiles, you get back smiles. When you put out a smile, you get the person who looks at your photo smiles. When you put out like a frown, the person who looks at your photo frowns. You get what you put out there. And for me, sadly, you're putting out how frustrated you are right now, and you're framing it and saving it and putting it out into the universe, which is essentially solidifying it. If you want your reality to change, you have to change not who you think that you are, but who you practice being. And you have to practice being somebody who is positive, and practice being somebody whose mouth turns upwards naturally, rather than a mouth who turns downwards naturally, which is somebody who thinks that the world is against them, not the world is there as their oyster. So for me, you look like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders in this photograph, and it's translating through the camera to me as the viewer, and it's not hitting or attracting how you need it to. So this is a miss for me, Kay. I need you to, and again, I'm going to continually remind you, I've been trying to tell you this, like the way that you shoot your own self-portraits with this like hardness, and like it's not bringing boys to the yard. Like when you shoot, are you not happy when you're making photos and like, oh my God, but like have someone capture you when you're in the moment of like getting something amazing from a subject? Because unless you're like just dead face, like upset, world against me kind of vibe, even when you're shooting, if that's how you are, then there's going to be no commerce attached to your art. So again, you need to turn the frown upside down, because this is not, and you need to make eye contact with the most important person in this equation, which is the person who's looking at this right now at home on YouTube, who's looking at this and thinking, what's up with this guy? That's what I want you to be thinking about. Like what you're putting out there is this. This is what you're putting out there. So you have to change that. And therefore, then you will attract a different thing than you're attracting right now. Calligraphy, bro. Call me if you need to, my guy. All right. Our last photo of the day is Amond Thompson. Amond says, I'm ready to crush 2026. And you? Are you? Self-studio portrait at my home studio, shot with the Fujifilm X-T5 with a 56 millimeter 1.4, shot at ISO 100 at ISO 125 at 125th of a second at f11, shot with 2 strobes. This is Amond Thompson. Amond, there's a vibe here, bro. There's a vibe here. You're a little bit upright, but the haircut is dope, and like the look on your face is very like I know something that you don't, but it's still, again, it's very nuanced to get that right expression, because your idea was to hold your new iPhone, because you're one of the people who I helped transition from a PC only guy to a Mac guy. I like the body language, the camera in one hand and the phone in the other hand, the creative shirt, he bought that from the merch store, the Carty Method, the cartymethodshop.com. Like the creative collection is one of those collections that, again, it's like super understated, but makes a bold statement. And again, you leverage this gear. This is great. The light, the really non-distracting background, Ammon. As a cover, good centering. I mean, small things, just watch your edges here. Like this is really, really close. But other than that, bro, the light on the face, the Rembrandt lighting, the no reflection in the glass is super clean. The black rendering as black, like you're really getting technically good. This is really good, dude. Yeah, that's a vibe. Just to show you what it looks like as an 8x10, it's a little bit more, it's going to be a little bit more claustrophobic, Ammon, as an 8x10. I would take a little bit from the top of your head, and kind of give it to you there. Like that's what the crop is looking like, which is why I would just pull back just a little bit. But again, really strong shoulders. I'd like you to press to camera, project just a little bit, but it's tricky with what you're holding and how your hands are. But overall, this is a yes for me. You've been really strong with your self-portraits, and the fact that you shoot all your self-portraits on gray, you use very similar light when you you're starting to get a style as to how you shoot your self-portraits, because again, you've been with me for over 2 years, and you've been doing these for over 2 years. You're very good at the self-portrait. And as far as showing yourself as the professional photographer, as the creative that you want to work with, you hit here perfectly. Well done. Well done, Amond Thompson. All right, we get into photos of the week. The only way that you can get into the Photo of the Year awards is by winning a Photo of the Week. Every week I give Photo of the Weeks. And again, this is for me about growth. This is about understanding the brief. And this is about really making a technical photo that hits and works for the purposes that we're trying to get to work. So again, we have maybe 5-ish photos of the week, starting with this guy, Mr. Kyle Gagne. Kyle, that is a photo of the week as far as a professional photographer's photo. This hits, and not only does it hit, it lines up with your niche and the type of work that you make that won so many photo of the year in the product category, I do believe was your photo. So congratulations. By the way, Kyle's a product photographer who shoots killer selfies. All right, we are doing photos of the week. Our next photo of the week goes to this guy right here, Mr. James Sinichi. James, photo of the week, bro. For your first submission, this hits, and I can't wait to see what we do in the next several months in Portfolio Lab. Excited that you joined. All right, that is James Sinichi. All right, our next photo of the week goes to Mr. William Sedgwick. William, professional photo, very much so. Great, Carty approved. Put it into play right away. Take the Columbia off your shirt, though. Well done. All right, that is Sedgwick. Okay, photo of the week to Mr. Nakumba Booker Jr. Nakumba. This hits, bro. Again, I want you to remember we attract honey with the smiles more so than but there's something about this photo. I want you to think about pushing that, like just a little bit of that sly smile to this photo. Hits. All right, William. Next up in the photo of the week department, Miss Denise Tuggle. Denise, photo of the week in the self-portrait category. Yes, Denise. Yes. What do I say? Yes. It hits. It hits. It hits. Well done. Well done. That is Denise Tuggle. Our next photo of the week in the self-portrait category goes to Mr. Charles Fortin. Charles, that's a yes, bro. Again, it hits, is super likable, super approachable. I want to be there with you. I want you to be telling me stories. I want to look at the back of your camera to see what you're shooting. Like just opens up a curiosity loop, and I'm about it. That's a yes for me all day. That is Mr. Charles Fortin. Next in the photo of the week department is our final photo for the photo of the weeks. And this is Amond Thompson. Amond, well done. Guys, this is hard. It's hard to put yourself out there. It's hard to get out of your own head. And again, there's times that I do like but again, it's like doing stuff for Instagram is different than when you're trying to update your professional pictures. And we're shooting for somebody who we don't know. We're shooting for the viewer, and the viewer is a fickle guy. A fickle girl. Like, we don't know what the viewer thinks of us. We don't know how the viewers judge us. But all that we can do is we can put out photographs of ourselves that number one, show you working, show you with camera, and we can just turn a little bit of a smile on when it comes to, hey, I have a camera in my hand, I'm a happy guy. So show the fact that, like, when you have a camera in your hand, that's when you're the happiest. And oh my word, when it comes to contact me, you gotta have a face on that makes you want to be contactable. You gotta look like, again, that you're friendly and happy. The right creator makes all the difference. Look at that. That's the right creator right there. And look at how much I know that I'm the right creator. It says right there in my face. So, and also eye contact. So important. I can't stress enough when you're shooting a photo of you that you're shooting for a potential client that you don't know who they are and where they are. You gotta like make them like you in a single frame, and you're gonna triple or quadruple your chances if you are making eye contact and you have a friendly look on your face. Trust me. All right, guys, that is my first show back of the year. This is week 3. Next week is week 4, where we get into proving your niche. Okay, now again, this assignment is going to be inside Portfolio Lab in the community. But the brief overview is I want you to create a vertical image that unmistakably demonstrates your niche. Okay? It unmistakably demonstrates your niche, your claim. I am a portrait photographer. Look. I'm a product photographer. Look. I shoot architecture. Look. An unmistakable defining, proving your niche. Prove your niche. That's what I want to see next week. It is due Wednesday at midnight Eastern time. As always, there's a full brief inside community. And then for the week after next week, which will be week 5. Next week is week 4. But week 5 is open submissions. So you get to actually submit anything that you like, that you're considering with your portfolio. I'm super excited. And by the way, if you watched today and made it to the end, thank you. I got nothing but good vibes for you. For those OGs who are like watching and learning and getting better, everybody who's considering themselves part of this Carty crew, anybody who's hit the join button and became a member, I appreciate you. If you've hit the subscribe button, that's where it all starts, is you want to be notified anytime I put content in. You want to binge my videos, and binge my videos, I give good gold. All right, guys. Tomorrow, my accelerator starts. If you are in ProLab, you will start getting emails as of tomorrow AM, unlocking phase 1 and telling you the rest of the process. I'm very excited for you guys. Guys, thank you for watching. As always, I've been Steve Carty. You can look at all my socials at Steve Carty. I'm at Steve Carty everywhere on all the social medias. And also, of course, you can follow me on Instagram. I just posted a crazy summary of what Mexico was like in one particular spot. But the most important Instagram account to follow is this one. This is the Carty Method Instagram, which is your Instagram account, meaning if you submit and you're part of Portfolio Lab, you win Photo of the Week, you make an amazing image, your photos appear in that Instagram, which we are growing. So make sure you follow me, follow the Carty Method. If you haven't joined ProLab, if you're going to do it, if you're on the fence, do it now, because the accelerator starts tomorrow. I'm so excited. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
For the truly hardcore, how many noticed that I was not wearing a North Face hat and my hat actually says, "Can't feel my face"? Did you notice, or did your eyes just fill in North Face? These is details that we all have to pay attention to. And it's funny. I love you.